Hi, and thank you for watching. From one fisherman to another, I have a product I think you might like to see. I've been ice fishing most of my life, and it seems that every time I go, I come back wondering why someone hasn't invented a rod holder that works well for the ice fisherman. Better yet, how about one rod holder that works perfectly for the ice fisherman and equally as well for the bait fisherman throughout the remainder of the year? I've purchased my share of rod holders over the years, only to be disappointed by their lack of performance and their limitations. My rod holder was invented to address all of the problems associated with those previous rod holders. It's called the Ideal Rod Holder, and for good reason. The Ideal Rod Holder has a specially designed screw shank that comes to a very sharply tapered point that allows it to self-tap into the ice for the ice fisherman, or for the bait fisherman throughout the remainder of the year, installs easily into any wood structure such as a log or a root or a stump. The rod receiver on top is designed to fit comfortably into your hand that allows you to advance the rod holder into place with minimal effort. And again, the Ideal Rod Holder is self-tapping. It does not require a pilot hold. As you can see, the Ideal Rod Holder is small, compact, lightweight, and virtually indestructible. When it's installed, it's as solid as a rock. It works perfectly for either the ultralight rod if you're fishing for panfish, or works equally as well for the full-size rod if you're fishing for larger fish such as a lake trout or a pike. The Ideal Rod Holder is small enough to fit easily in the bottom of your tackle box, or if you're fishing with multiple rods, you can take a number of them with you in the bottom of your ice bucket or in the bottom of your ice sled. I'll tell you what, let me take you out onto the lake and demonstrate how easily and how well the Ideal Rod Holder works for both the ice fisherman and for the bait fisherman. My sons and I like to fish at Flaming Gorge Reservoir for lake trout, and so typically we're fishing with a full-size fishing pole, and we need a rod holder that'll handle the weight and the durability of that fishing rod without tipping over. So to install the Ideal fishing rod holder into the ice, I lay my fishing pole onto the ice and put the tip of the rod just at the very far edge of the hole that I'm fishing into. That marks the location of the fishing rod holder where I want to install it into the ice. Then I set my rod aside, mark my attachment into the ice, hold the shaft with one hand, and advance the ice rod holder into the ice with the other, exerting downward pressure into the ice and screwing it clockwise until the back side of the rod holder starts to bite into the ice. And that's important because that back side engaging the ice gives you the stability you need to lock the rod holder into place. If you'll notice, the rod holder is angled away from the hole that I'm fishing in. That allows for the rod to extend up in the proper angle and holds the rod in place into the rod holder. So I continue to advance it down into the ice until this back edge starts to bite into the ice. You can see that starting to bite right there. I want to crank it down a couple more times until I get a good attachment right there into the ice. Now the Ideal ice rod holder's in place. It's a matter of just sliding the rod into the rod holder, adjusting your line for depth, and you're ready to fish. The other thing that's nice about this rod holder is there's no way the fish is going to pull that rod holder out of its receiver. If you get to the tip of the rod, I don't care how big that fish is, he's not going to move that out of the ice rod holder at all, so you're not going to lose your rod down the hole. The other thing that's nice about the Ideal rod holder is it works equally well in the summertime. If you want to use this along the shores of your favorite lake or stream, it's simply a matter of screwing the rod holder into a log or into a piece of driftwood, and it's just as stable and secure as it is when it's drilled into the ice. Here's an example of the ideal rod holder installed for the ultralight rod and another installed for a full-size rod. Here's an example of the ideal rod holder installed in something as small as a root. And here's one installed in a stump. This one's installed in the base of a tree. And finally, here's one installed in a log. The fact is, the ideal rod holder is the most versatile rod holder on the market. It can even be installed either temporarily or permanently into any shoreline deck or dock or pillar. If you'd like to order an ideal rod holder for yourself, you can find us online at www.idealrodholder.com. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.